Hey there, we're comparing Slashspace with Puppy AI today. Most of you have asked for this, and I'm not a particularly fan of making videos. I enjoy building the product a lot better. So it took time, but here we go. So I'm gonna show you how Slashspace compares to Puppy today. So here we have our Slashspace open. So everything that you see on the left side here are folders, and these are going to be stored on your local machine. So that's the beauty, number one about Slashspace is that you own your data. Everything is stored locally on your computer on this folder called Slashspace OS. So you can see this here, like the folders that you see on the app are exactly the folders that you see on the file system here. So you have no issues porting your data or exporting your data or reusing this with any other tool. So every canvas basically lives inside any of the folders here as one of the folders themselves. So each canvas is made of like two files, a JSON file and a Markdown file. This is the technical part. I'm not going to get into it today, but let's focus on the Poppy part. So let me create a new canvas here. So I'm going to create a canvas by clicking that press button, and I'm going to rename it to Poppy Demo. So let me close that now and just make it really big. Well, actually, before making it big, I'm gonna do something interesting here. I'm gonna bring Poppy's website, free marketing to them, but we're making a comparison. And let me grab the video from here. Let me copy this thing and paste it onto the canvas. You don't have to do anything, just paste it on the canvas and we'll have the transcript ready. And let me also copy a couple other videos from their landing page. I've seen a few others. Yeah, this one. Let me copy that as well. And I'm going to paste that one as well here. So that's generating the transcript for that. Now let me make my canvas really big. And these are AI nodes. So we have our different kinds of nodes. We call our AI nodes as chat node, and we have text nodes, images, post. These are technically post nodes. These are like any social media video posts. And you can add documents, you can add web pages, and this is for cleaning up. So if you click on this, it just rearranges everything into like a tidy arrangement. So let me redrag and put everything here. And I can make a group now. So I can actually connect these individually to my chat node here. And you can see that there are two connections, but I can also make them as a group, delete them. I can drag a selection line here and make them as a group. And I'm gonna name them as Poppy's videos. Okay, so now I have my chat node here. I can connect this group to my thing here. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna double click on this and create a new canvas. I'm gonna prompt it now and say something like, can you extract the content style and a framework, because these are one of our competitors and they're doing these videos to promote their product. We want to do the same thing for slashspace.ai. Hit enter, and that's very quick. The AI didn't do a good job of this, so getting the name right. So yeah, so that's my prompt. I'm gonna hit enter and it's gonna do its magic. So it's gonna get these two videos now and their transcript. And this is the competitor content style and their core content formula. So as it's generating, let me see. Show the output. It's not a generic AI answer. While that's generating, I can also create another chat node here and say, can you use Firecrawl to go get the content structure of Slashspace.ai website? This keeps getting it wrong. I need to fix this. So this is just the AI. We don't do any magic here. So let's see. So Firecrawl is this MCP or this tool that I've connected, which has the capability to go search for things. Well, actually, there's this is not connected yet because there are two ways you can connect the tools. So this is a Composio way of connecting tools, but I'm gonna use something that I've already connected. So I'm just gonna delete this node here and create a new one. I'm holding Command, and my mouse becomes that activated chat node thing where I can click anywhere on the canvas now. I'm gonna say use slash commands and say, okay, use Firecrawl and fetch the content structure and the high level summaries of each page from Slashspace.ai and put them in a text node. So that's going to do its job. Let me put that aside. And we have these things here now. So from here, what we can do is basically add, use this to generate anything. Like, you can go from here and in different directions. And I can say from here, maybe I want to generate like a sample use case or something else. So while I was doing this, I noticed like a limitation or a bug. So I can also like do a side thing and I can create a connection to my linear and do other things, which is to write a bug report. So let's see. Can you connect to my linear and write a bug report to allow for voice inputs after starting the typing? So I don't have my linear connected yet. So it's gonna now suggest me to connect to my linear space. For those of you who don't know, linear is like a ticket or like a issue management or tracking tool. So it is giving me a linear, and you can also use Jira or any of the tools that Composio supports. I'm gonna show what Composio supports a little later. So I can use this link here, and that's opening up a web page of connection here. So this is where I connect, and that is taking me to my linear connection. And I'm gonna use my linear account to connect. Continue. We just have to sign in, that's all. So it's asking for authorization, so I'm just gonna authorize that. So yeah, it's connected now. So I'm gonna go back to my canvas and I'm gonna tell the agent that we're now connected. We're now connected. So now it's gonna make its tool calls and go fetch my linear workspaces and all that stuff, and it's gonna create a linear ticket. So meanwhile, my other agent, which is like fetching the content extraction of my website, and it is getting all the sitemaps and structures and doing all its magic inside. So that's just happening. And while that's happening, here's my linear ticket. So it raised a ticket, voice input unavailable after user starts typing. So if I open this on my linear app, it's gonna open up in my app here. There you go. That is the ticket. So you can do lots of things with the MCP integration because this becomes your control center for you talking to 100 or 1,000 plus tools that support MCP protocol. So let me just put it aside because we're done with that, and this thing is still doing its thing. And while that is doing, I'm gonna also get another thing here where I am going to, let's say, so from here, I'm going to introduce you to something called skills. So I've seen some content the past few weeks where people were comparing Poppy AI with other tools similar to that. And some of them were saying that Poppy AI seems to be generating better content, and it seems to be generating content that is a little bit more tweaked to go viral or like more um, like social media centric. But those are all happening because of something called skills. People don't know most of the time, and they think it's some magic sauce. But you can add skills to any of your prompt, and your prompts become infinitely better depending upon the skills, of course. Skills are basically a huge prompt that just gets sent to the AI model along with your request. So skills usually talk about how to respond to the user request, or how to enhance, or how to go about it, and how to think. It just gives additional instructions for the AI model to make generations much more tailored, much more on point of what the user is wanting to do. So in Slashspace, you can invoke a skill by pressing slash, and you have all these tools and skills that are already installed on my computer. But I'm gonna go and show you how to install a new skill. So there is this website called skills.sh. It's the collection of the best skills right now or that are available for AI agents. So you can install any of these skills, and just then that becomes available for your Slashspace as well. So I'm gonna try see if there are anything that are related to content. So like, let's say viral content. So yeah, you have these skills that are like viral TikTok content, viral short form, and these have a lot of installs. So this one has 113,000 installs. So I'm gonna use that viral short form, and I'm gonna copy that skill command to install. This is the this is the slightly tricky part. You just need to install the skill on from your terminal. So, but this is only one time. We're gonna make it better, but for now, you have to install this from the terminal. You open your terminal, and you have to install that, and it just starts installing in a couple seconds. You don't have to pick anything else. We read from your agents/skills file. This would be stored locally on your computer. So you can just press enter here, and I'm just going to install it globally, and Symlink. That's another thing we don't have to worry about now. Just press enter, proceed with installation, and it just is done. It's installed. So the name of this thing is viral short form content. So from here, I can now go invoke my skills and say viral short form. There you have. Use the skill and generate short form content for Slashspace AI in the same fashion. And I'm going to press enter. So that's going to still do its thing. This is still running. Let's see how long it's going to take. But if I don't want to do this such a huge web crawl thing, I can totally have like a web node and put it here and just enter my URL. This is much faster because it's only going to scrape one URL that you give it to. So I just added just the main landing page here. So that just gets added there. So this is now using the skill, and it's trying to think and do something with that. So you can see the reasoning. So the competitor score angle is this AI tool takes all your content, turns into money-making outputs faster than ChatGPT. Slashspace version should be ChatGPT gives you one chat. Slashspace gives you an entire workspace. Or even sharper, stop prompting in a box, start building a canvas. But none of these are outcome-driven. They're still like feature-driven. So I'm gonna say like, I don't like this, but it's still trying to give me viral content. So that is the beauty of the canvas from here. You can go and do additional work until you're satisfied and you generate the thing that you actually are content with. So from here, this thing is still doing its job. Let it simmer. Let it do its thing. And let me expand from here and double click on that. Let me expand, and now I want to do something differently from here because hey, I want to sell based on outcomes. So I do remember that we had one document. I'm just gonna plug that document here. Can you read this doc from my Google Drive? If that document was living locally on the computer, I would totally be able to just drag and drop. But because it's not, I'm just gonna give the document link here. Google Drive from Slashspace folder with subfolder research. I'm just giving it like a natural language input. I could just totally dump the URL as well, but I don't have the I don't have the patience to go find that URL. So let me see if I can let agent find it for me. Oh, looks like I'm not connected to my Google Drive. So we have to do the same thing again. So this is only one time. So if you have to connect to one tool one time. So I'm gonna be connecting to my Google Drive from here. So let it do that job. Continue. Allow. And it's connected now. I'm gonna say it's connected. So as you can see now, once it's connected, it's actually trying to locate the Slashspace folder and locate the research subfolder. And probably it's not finding the folder. So maybe I'm wrong of where it's located. Oh, it's, yeah. So yeah, we had this document. It's a native Google Doc, so I need Google Docs permissions too. So it looks like it doesn't have the permissions for Google Docs, but it did have for Drive. But good thing is the agent is intelligent enough to tell you that it needs more permissions. So now I'm going to go ahead and give it more permissions. So now it's gonna ask me for more permissions, and let me do that thing as well. Again, this is something that you have to do only once. You don't have to do it multiple times. One time per tool or per permission. Meanwhile, our fire crawl thing is still doing its thingy. Let it do that. I'm not too worried about that right now. Okay, so I'm gonna give connection there. Okay, now it has the permission, so let's say it's connected. So the AI models on Slashspace are more agentic, meaning that they are more intelligent enough to go make these additional extended function or tool calls, which could include anything like going to your website, pulling it, logging into your account, doing that stuff, writing to another account, and doing all these kinds of stuff, which are not available in Poppy. So this is a huge differentiator. And also, I personally think, I'm obviously biased, that the canvas looks infinitely better than what Poppy has. It's more minimalistic, it's cleaner, it's more tasteful. And, And we also have this thing of like a lot of tiny details, like these chapters or these bar here of these nodes. So you click on this, you just zoom into the nodes that you want. So you just, this is my Slashspace web page node. So I can click on that and I'm zoomed in and taken over there. And there are tons of such things. You can also open it in a linear fashion by clicking it on the sidebar, and you can just use it like a typical AI chat side by side, and do lots of these things that are very useful. All right, so this is the product sentiment that I've written in that document. It got everything down. So what I wanted to do was that I wanted to use I'm going to rename this one, say user research. Well, actually, I want to copy the response and paste it as a text node here. I'm just going to remove this top stuff here. Just going to remove the identity or stuff like that. Just going to use user research, rename it user interview 1. So now I'm gonna just do like at user interview 1, which automatically creates a line from here in the right way. You don't have to manually drag things. The add commands let you add stuff. So based on the user interview and the website and the Poppy's style of doing things, can you generate copy for Slashspace content for YouTube short form based on use cases only? So that's still doing. There might be something wrong with this. It shouldn't take this long. So I'm just going to stop this for now. We don't need it. So I'm just going to delete this one. All right, so now it's generating more stuff, like it's saying developer docs coding agent cheat sheet. And this is a script. If you're a developer and you're using coding agents, this is a crazy workflow. Let's say you discover a new tool, a new framework, a new API, or some random WordPress plugin. So the content is much better. So it's now talking in a viral way of short form. Now I can install additional skills. Like let's say I want to generate a blog post of a comparison. I want to make it SEO friendly. So there, I'm going to go back to my page here of skills website. This is an open source skills website, by the way. I want to say, okay, SEO, content writer, not programmatic SEO, SEO content writer. Okay. So SEO quality, SEO brief. I'm just gonna say this one has like low amount of installs, so I don't really know if it's actually good. So I'm just gonna type content strategy. Let's try this. I'm actually interested in content strategy. So we need to install it again one more time. Just copy paste that into my terminal here, and it's gonna copy that into my skills folder that lives locally on my computer. Slashspace reads from this skills folder. This is the folder, if you can see it. This is the folder that it gets saved to. So yeah, we have content strategy. So I'm going to create a new chat node here and say, I'm just going to post my website /space web page, use content strategy and make a better outcome driven content. strategy, just like Poppy does, but we need to tailor to our use case, to our product. The use case can still be content creation. So it's gonna now generate the content. So as you can see, the lines and everything tend to get a little bit messy and all that. So if you prefer to just work visually, spatially this way, you can just totally leave it like that. Or if you prefer some kind of like better boxy lines than these, curvy lines, you can totally change those lines to something like this. So then you have like these neat pipes that go here, and you can just, or you can just straight up use like straight lines. So if you want to see where this node is getting context from, you can just click on it and it gets highlighted. So it's getting context from this group, and it's also getting context from this web node here. So when I run this, it gets context from this, and it gets context from that. So that is the beauty of the canvas. You can now, at any point of the, your workflow or your brainstorming or your creation process, you can pick context from any piece that's on the canvas. And another thing about the Slashspace local file system and the content context system is that you can create a chat node, and it automatically sees a summarized context of everything that's on the canvas. So every time you interact with something on the canvas, a summarized context is being generated behind the scenes, so you can totally see everything. So if I say like, what do you see here? So this AI will now see a summarized. That is what this zap icon is showing you. We had some error here. It's terminated for some reason, but it did a lot of job. I think it got terminated because it was really big, and there are some rules behind in OpenAI where it kind of cut off because of max tokens or something like that. So what I want to do this is really long. So what I want to do from here is I want each thing to split into its own text node. So I'm gonna, for a second, create another node, and I'm gonna use that name, tailored content strategy. Can you make separate text nodes for each section in tailored content strategy node? So it should now intelligently create these things. So again, we have another error here, which I think is happening because of some complex tool calling thing. So I'm going to make a note of that again with my issue here, just as a side tangent. I'm going to go back to my bug. We are seeing an error when using GPT models with tool calling nodes in a branch. So when you create a branch with the node that already has a tool call, we are getting this error. So I'm going to paste my error there. And can you create a ticket for this too? So now it's going to create a ticket for that. So let it do its job. So I'm just going to, for the moment, change to a different model. So I'm going to use one of the models that come preloaded. Like these are the sections that are preloaded from us. These consume from your credit balance. But if you bring your own keys, you can just totally go to your provider, whether it's Trico or directly with Anthropic or OpenRouter, and use those models. So I'm going to actually use Opus from Anthropic directly. So I have 4.6 from Anthropic here. So let's just use that. And I'm going to rerun this thing. So yeah, it's starting to do its thing. So it's starting to make calls for these tools. These tools give the AI additional capability to do stuff. So yeah, it created one text node that is with section 1, and it's going to create more. It's still running. So there we have the second one here. We have the second one, the third one, and we need to do a better job of like putting everything together in one place. I think it's getting like a little bit weird being placed in this diagonal fashion, so that might be another bug too. So I guess that's it. We have 4 sections here in the response. Yeah, we have 4 sections, and it generated that stuff. So it's still doing something. Oh, it still has another section. So once it's created something, it's just gonna take you there, zoom in into that place. So I can collect all this on the side here and put them here. So if you hover around this area, you can just copy stuff. Yeah, well, I'm actually gonna use this button here that's gonna arrange everything once it's done. So there are 8 things. I think it's extracting everything from the previous nodes as well. So that's what's happening. 10. Again, let's stop this for now. And I'm gonna press tidy up. So everything is tidied up. And you can see that all the nodes here are arranged here on the left because they don't have any connections to them. They are placed on the leftmost column. So I can basically drag a selection line here, and I just want to zoom out and drag a selection line on all of these and just drag them here. And now I can just arrange them like I like it. Just pull them here. So I just put them here and I group selection, and probably tidying is only doing the vertical tidying. I want them horizontally side by side. So maybe I have to do this for now. Maybe we could have a button that just puts everything side by side. So I don't like this part. Yeah, there we have. All these things can be reused now. I can use this to do other stuff. If you have Higgs field MCP, you can connect to that and say, hey, this is a Higgs content copy for you. And you can add images, and you can add something from the computer, like references, I'm just or whatever. We have this other thing. You can add like references and say, hey, this is the content and this is the image reference or stuff like that. And you can say generate a video. The video happens on the Higgs field part. We are going to have more native video generation on Canvas coming up soon. But for now, this is how you can do videos. And I'm going to change back my connector lines to my preferred style, which is these default ones. I just like them like that for some reason. And there you go. You have something Poppy related. And you can also paste Instagram, TikTok video posts, and they'll just be converted to a Canvas node automatically here. The major difference I would say with Slashspace compared to Poppy is that it has more things that give you more control, and you are the center, and everything is stored locally. And that's one of the reasons that we are able to offer our pricing at much cheaper rates. And we started off doing it as like a power tool. So that's why we don't have any of like magic sauce, because power users want to bring their own magic sauce and control what's happening behind the scenes instead of being told or like being you know, push down a particular path. So that's why we have the capability for you to add any skill instead of like having this one opinionated skill that's always going to run no matter what. So the generations that you generate with Slashspace are dependent on how you use it and which skill you're bringing and how you're bringing content and how you're writing stuff. But we are like a mega poppy in a sense that we have more fundamental and foundational capabilities like skills, tool calling, these agentic workflows, and these folders and file systems that live locally on a computer that make Slashspace an absolute steal. If you are willing to bet on an interface that's going to stay here for the next decade, if you want to use this, make this the default tool for your explorative work that doesn't fit into a single chat session. You can use this for many use cases, not just for content creation. You can use it for course creation. You can use it for development brainstorming or business strategy, all kinds of stuff. And you own the data. You are not giving up your data. And if you want to export your data, it's all locally on your computer. You don't have to do anything else. It's already stored on your computer. And we're going to have cloud sync, and we're going to have real-time sharing and other stuff soon. But we almost have everything Poppy does. And we actually have more if you're willing to use this as a power tool. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.